Hey everyone, welcome to Michael's Mailbox. Just a pre-recorded one like the good old days. Alright, so last week's live stream Michael's Mailbox, we've got several comments from there, so we'll skim through them quickly. This is a comment in regards to the live stream. So we mentioned about doing an evening live stream on there. That says, in regards to this is from Phil T. In regards to doing an evening live stream, too bad daylight savings is over. Could have had a Bullion Now backyard barbecue after hours live stream with specials on the golden snag or silver snack. I like it. All bite-sized deals you can sink your teeth into. Just people come up with some great ideas. Special thanks to yourself and crew for today's in-store service. No worries. It's always a pleasure. I think that's a fantastic idea. I think we should do that when summer hits again. It sounds brilliant. Strange that Korea has already received the Silver Dragon bars even though they originate in Australia. Same with the Perth Mint, Colorized Phoenix and Brilliant uncirculated versions. Quick question, we'll be doing a live stream on Friday. We did do that live stream on Friday. This Friday's live stream there's a bit of a question mark over, so stay tuned for that one because, again, we're short-staffed for the rest of the week because of the ANDA conference in Brisbane this weekend. It's quite often we find Perth Mint dispatches the overseas stuff well before the domestic equivalents, because obviously it's got to travel further overseas. So it's not unusual for the overseas guys to receive their stuff before we do, unfortunately. Would you advise to take minted gold or cast gold bars? I notice in overseas minted bar traded rather than the cast, unlike in Australia. What are your thoughts? This is from God's Money. It doesn't matter, actually. Some countries favour minted, some favoured cast. I've found that it didn't matter where I took them whenever I've traded them overseas. I reckon if I ran a report, we'd find it's 50-50 with the stuff that we export. There's really not a difference. Gold is gold wherever you go, no matter what the shape. Individuals prefer them. We find in Australia that goes in phases. We'll have 2 or 3 or 4 weeks where everyone wants minted bars, and then 2 or 3 or 4 weeks follow that and we'll have everyone wanting cast bars. So even within a country we find it's not standardised overall. In regards to the 5-ounce Lunar Tiger, this is my chaos problem of what the heck do we do because we've only been allocated a small amount, because I'm guaranteeing you it's a very small mintage. I don't know what I'm going to do. The suggestion here is a limit of 2. Even if we limit it to 2 per customer, we will sell out in half an hour. And the koala, the Wombat, which we'll comment on later, that was 1,250 of those and it sold out within minutes. So even just that limitation of 2 per customer doesn't help us. So we'll play around with it. This is from Glenn Ham. The PM Phoenix. Odd though that the Perth Mint's product page has a big splash that says product is only eligible for sale in Australia. Fortunately, I've been able to source them from a local dealer. Yeah, the problem with the Phoenix and with any of the private mintages is that the vast majority of it goes to one dealer. So we did an exclusive with the, I've gone blank, the where's my notes? What was the exclusive we did? Help. Can't even find my notes on it now. Isn't that terrible?
Are you thinking about the recent one?
No, the one before the Wombat.
Oh, it was the Rectangle Dragon.
No, the Nugget, the Little Hero.
Yeah.
So we did the exclusive with the Little Hero with Perth Mint. So you can only get it between Perth Mint and ourselves, and there was a major overseas dealer. So with the Phoenix, LPM in Hong Kong commissioned that one. So everything overseas had to go through LPM. The stuff available for sale in Australia was sourced through the Perth Mint, and then secondary dealers can actually source it at quite decent prices. No, decent. What's the opposite of decent? Quite marked up prices from those 2 sources with LPM's permission. So either LPM or you can get LPM's permission to get it through Perth Mint. but they obviously take a cut through it as well. So we found that the premium was actually way too high. Not sure if other dealers have swallowed that premium or not. But yeah, we were backing off that one. Comment from the United States. Love the kangaroo. What's the 3 month storage shipping option on the website? So with that one, it's great for international. It's even great for domestic, where you want to buy 1 or 2 or 3 items at a time. You can store them here for free for up to 3 months, fully insured, all that sort of stuff. And then at the end of the 3 months, it gives you time then to place, an order or 2 orders or 3 orders or 4 orders, collate them all together and just pay one shipping fee out. Particularly relevant for those overseas where you can be paying quite a substantial shipping fee, particularly at the moment. So yeah, grab that one if it works for you. So Adam, is it just me, or are people off camera talking more than the people on it? Sometimes Michael's talking to the viewers, not the people off screen. Okay, not meaning to talk off screen. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I take comments from the peanut gallery in the background. If that's distracting, I'll try and stop it. Quite often I find that they're adding to the comments rather than taking away, but point taken. All right, our live stream from Friday. So a few comments on there, lots of support, which is great. Comment here from Dylan. What are some pro tips? How to keep my silver from tarnishing? I live in a very, very humid area. Oh, that's a great question, mate. You have to be really careful with this one. You're never going to stop tarnishing if it's going to happen. And that's a pretty bold statement. There are ways you can limit it. So using those little sachets and things like that absorb the moisture from the atmosphere, that's one way to reduce the impact of it. You can store it with desiccated coconut, those types of things, because they absorb a lot of the moisture from the atmosphere. Get yourself very good quality capsules. That's another way, but they have to be the good quality ones, or you'll find you'll get the toning, tarnishing from the capsule itself and the PVC gases they release. Don't handle the coins, so keep the oils from your skin away from them, so wear gloves, that type of thing. Try to keep them in a fairly stable temperature environment. All those things will reduce the effect of tarnishing and toning. It may never stop them doing it over a long period of time. With the capsules, this is from Silver Ghost. What is the best? Some folks will wonder why they can't get capsules. You can actually get 2 ounce capsules. They're just more difficult to get. We actually do have some at the moment, some 2 ounce capsules. Although I don't believe we've got any 2 ounce of the standard 2 ounce coins for sale at the moment. Might stand corrected on that, but if we do, we will absolutely be able to supply 2 ounce capsules with them. And then the obvious one, hey guys, any word from Perth Mint on the Silver Dragons? I haven't heard yet. We've taken the allocation. I haven't got a shipping notice on it yet, so we're still in limbo on that one. Alrighty, the epic buybacking that we did. So this was a good one where we took in almost a ton of silver between, I think it was 2 buybacks that we did. So a few smart aleck comments about where's my silver. So yeah, we take them and smile. It's good fun. It's definitely given me appreciation for the older style bars. There were some really good older style bars in there. I'll hit it now because I doubt there will be a question on it. I said in the video, and I'll say it again here now, with those types of videos, we love highlighting them, but we can't say, you can't view those videos unless we say you can in a particular video. But generally in buyback videos and things like that, you can't say, oh, I've just watched the buyback video and there's a bar to the left of Michael, 2 levels up, and it's got this brand and this mark on it. I really want that one, because you've got to treat the buybacks as a lucky dip. We do them at a cheap price because they are just, I don't mean they're mishandled by they're thrown in a box, but they're placed into a box and they come and go 50 million times a day as people sell back into that box and buy back out of that box. So you've really got it, when you place an order for a buyback, when you come into the store for a buyback, you're paying a lesser price because it's lucky dip. You get whatever you get. And you might get a classic bar, you might get a new bar. The other day, there was some brand spanking new Perth Mints in there and Pamps in there, and they looked absolutely brilliant. But there's no use requesting them because they'll have long gone by now. So there's no point. We are actually thinking of introducing a thing where you can actually request things that are in the videos. But for me to do that, it means I'd have to increase the price of the bars, because then I have to pay someone to rat through the whole Buyback store and pull out the specific one that you wanted. So it's a trade-off between, do you want cheap silver or do you want to pay extra and get a specific bar? We're not offering that service yet, but we are talking about it. So we'll play with that a little bit. But for now, I'm really sorry. We really want to display the Buyback videos, but we can't keep the same cheap prices and have people request things from those videos. That video, I think, was shot 2 or 3 days, maybe even longer, before we actually released it. So you would have found that quite a good number of those bars would have already been gone anyway. What a beautiful sight. I would love to sit at the desk and write the details of all those bars into an old ledger book. I'd feel richer than Kerry Packer. Beautiful stuff. Thanks for sharing. No worries. My dream is to have that much in my stack one day. I agree. Silver Lover, I agree with you. I love the pour lines. Please make a new video for those large silver bars on the table to your left hand. I'm guessing they were the 5 kilo bars, or were they 1,000 ounce bars, or 100 ounce bars? I don't know. I'll go back through the video and have a look. We probably can. But yeah, that's the things, the swirls and the tonings, and I rambled on too much on that video about how beautiful they can be, and that's why, you know, a lot of these older bars, you get them occasionally on the newer bars if they don't have the temperature set right when they're casting them. But yeah, particularly those older bars, you get that beautiful swirls and tones and stuff. It's fantastic. I can understand why people do request some of the older bars because of that colouring and character to them. All right, moving on to the Silver Shield ones. So this was the 1 ounce, the 5 ounce Trump coins, and the 10 ounce Den of Thieves, thank you. So a lot of, I wouldn't say controversy over those, but a lot of comment on them. They did sell out incredibly quickly. We knew they were going to. It was a very limited number we could get from one of the wholesalers. We copped a bit of flack because they sold out so quickly. To a degree, I'm happy to take that flack and still get those bars in and release them because I'd like to supply them, rather than saying, okay, well, if we receive the flack, then we might not just get them in at all. I don't want to go down that path. So I'm happy that we're going to cop a little bit of flack over it, but just understand there are certain items that you can only get a very limited number, and we get them because they're fantastic and we want to release them into the community. And we apologise in advance for the fact that they're going to sell out quickly. So really sorry about that. Andy Irons, the bruising is disappointing. It was, but I wanted to highlight it on the video so no one got a shock when they turned up. And as you said, I'll still get a couple though to spice up the stack. The 1 ounce over the 5 ounce. In my opinion, thanks for continually sourcing these interesting coins. Absolutely no worries at all. Any plans on getting some German mint or Scottsdale or Korean mint? We do get the Scottsdale in, and funnily enough, I was actually looking at a Scottsdale list earlier on today. So we will look at getting some more Scottsdale in. The Korean mint, I think by the German mint you mean the Germanian mint. So both of those, I actually started tying in with them at the last World Money Fair that I went to, which was 2020, I think it was, so 2 years ago. And I've kind of been waiting to get back to the display there so I can go and talk to them and actually organise it officially. So there is plans on getting their stuff in, but I suspect it won't be until next year that we can actually get to Germany and get that contact locked in. So look to us in the future to have it, but it could be 12 months before we actually get any of their stuff in. The comment of the 1 ounce over the 5 ounce, yeah, I actually like the 5 ounce because it gives the size to get the detail on it. But the 1 ounce is still fantastic. Chris Twain is a legend and has produced some great stuff, and you're 100% right there. There's a comment from Laurie. about I threw the invoice towards a chair, through a box that had an invoice in it. We did actually. We go through and we make sure every page is there and every box has been emptied properly, because wholesalers have habits of hiding things in packaging, so we pull it apart pretty well afterwards. Yeah, a lot of support for it. Love the Trump round and also the Den of Thieves. Great stuff. Yep. And it obviously sold out by this point. Seems you should have loaded up on this shipment rather than 1 kilo Perth Mint Tigers. Those took forever to go versus something like this. Actually, we got as many as we possibly could. If I could have got more, I absolutely would have. If I could get more Perth Mint Tigers, and believe it or not, I've actually just placed an order for Perth Mint Tigers. You should see them coming up on the web fairly soon if they haven't already, because we can't get enough of them. Just because things stay up there more than 20 minutes doesn't mean that we regret getting them in. We will load up on these because Perth Mint Tigers in kilos, they will sell all year. If I could buy the whole mintage, I would do it tomorrow because they're fantastic. Yeah, it's a case of we can't get enough of anything, even stuff that lasts for months. I'd buy more and more of it if I could. Lots of comments on there, lots of support. It's awesome that you got an order from the Golden State Mint. There's a few suggestions on some of the other bars that Golden State Mint produce. We're trying. It's really hard to get hold of their stuff in any form of number. I can't bring them in from overseas. Quite often they'll say to me, "Oh, we've got 20 of those." And I think, well, that's great, but it's going to cost me so much money in freight and the fees to get them through customs, because customs charges several $100s just to process the shipment through customs. And it doesn't matter if it's 1 ounce or 100,000 ounces. They still charge us several $100s. So, you don't mind when it's, several 100 kilos, but when it's 20 ounces that's coming through, it really starts to hurt. It really adds to the price. So when we can get enough number to make it economical, we will bring them in. A lot of support there for Golden State Mint for different ones. We will keep trying to source them, I'll guarantee you that. Thank you for the camera angle. I don't know what the camera angle was on that one, but whatever it was, you're more than welcome, and we'll keep trying to do those sorts of things. Check price on Den of Thieves while watching, $420. Nice. Okay. I think that was a comment on how good the price was. Wonder if you guys also have a personal collection and mind showing that off in a video. I do have a personal collection, and I wouldn't mind doing a video on that one day, but it won't be in the near future, I'll guarantee it that. And lots of people complaining that they can't get them because they've run out of money. We have had quite a number of really good releases lately, and we're hoping to keep rolling those in. So keep your powder dry for non-bullion item. Keep your non-bullion money dry so you can convert it over to bullion money, and get the stuff that's coming in, because there are some new releases coming in. Some of them are exclusive to us. There's some stuff that we brought in from overseas that we want to release in the not too distant future. Well, there's even one back there. So I don't know if you can see it back there and recognise what it is, but they'll be released to the web very, very soon. We've got some platinum that we're going to release to the web soon. So yeah, lots of good things coming up. And like I said, some of them are exclusive to us. All right, the last video we'll touch on is the Wombat video. So that was a release that we did yesterday. And I'll make a couple of comments first, and then I'll go through the comments on there, because I think I'll tidy up 80% of the questions we've got by dealing with a couple of them. One is the website. I don't know why it crashed, other than the fact that it was overloaded with traffic. We did a normal release on this one. It's not like we warned everyone so people were up there. It was one of those things that I don't know if it was the internet or the website itself or what it was, but it crashed momentarily, and certainly rapidly slowed down for quite a bit. So if that impacted on you, I humbly apologise. Well outside of our control. We are in the process of getting a new website. We're hoping that will take care of a lot of these things. But this one was a bit of a glitch, and we don't actually know why, other than there was a lot of people on there. But it didn't seem from running the stats and that it was a humongous number more than a normal release that we do. So we're still not kind of sure why. We believe that no one suffered too much during that slowdown period. But again, if you did, we do apologise for those frustrations. We also, there was a momentary glitch in the price, so some people paid less than they should have. It wasn't that we put the price up, it was that the price corrected to where it actually should have been. So if you jagged one of the cheaper ones, well done. If you got one of the dearer ones, don't worry, you actually paid the normal price, not the slightly cheaper price. And it actually, spot was actually running up at the same time, coincidentally. So I think somebody said, oh, it was $1 or something like that. The difference actually wasn't that much. It's just by the time you'd processed and got a new spot price and we'd fixed the short glitch, it added up to about $1, I think, in the meantime. So I think that'll take care of a lot of questions on this one. Bullion Now website struggled with the release. Yes, we did, but we did get there eventually. I'm lucky enough to get 5 from last year and 5 from this year. Well done. Lucky to jag the right time. My first Wombat Bullion coin. It's a great coin, this one. I got to admit, somebody made a comment in here about the 21 was actually their favourite. I'd agree with that. I actually like the 21. It's more of a face-on view than the side-on view, but I actually really like both for their simplicity. I think sometimes we overcomplicate those designs. Can't believe how many times I missed out on the ones I really wanted. Oh dear, sorry about that. Don't worry, keep your powder dry. We've got more releases coming down the line. Question from Alex. Question on the XRF readings. I buy from my city's most reliable brick and mortar store in North America. Good people, tons of volume. Picked up a 22 Kangaroo. Looks perfect. The typical ring to it. If you tap it, weight is spot on. But the XRF, the first reading came at 99.65. Did a second reading on another spot on the coin. It came through at 99.98. The first lower reading has me spooked. Now, I'm assuming this is a gold coin. Yes, it is. He says 99.65 AU. Okay, what you've done is you've XRF through the capsule. If you don't hold them right, and it sounds like I'm saying you've kind of got to hold it this way up and hold your tongue that way. You kind of do, which is why I come back to you need a good operator. Again, don't take that the wrong way. I'm not criticising the operator on the XRF on this one, but you'll actually find you need to get the coin to sit right up against the plastic. So if you're in the store, you'll quite often see us, we'll hold the coin upside down and we'll shoot it upside down because then the face of the coin is resting against the plastic and it doesn't get any interference from the plastic and the gap between the plastic and the coin and then the coin. And that's where you get these 99.65, 99.2, 99.91 readings because it interferes with the distance the coin is from the actual XRF itself. So next time you're using an XRF or somebody with you is using an XRF and you're getting those funny readings through a capsule, just hold it up and shoot it upside down so the coin is actually resting up against the capsule. And I find that in 9,999 times out of 10,000, that's the problem. And if it doesn't, and if we're buying something back or if someone is there and will give us the okay to do it, we'll actually crack open the capsule and we'll shoot from a very small distance. So we'll make sure we're gloved up. We don't touch the coin. The XRF doesn't touch the coin, but the capsule's not there to actually provide the interference on it. But again, if you're going to do that, I would suggest getting a professional to do it to make sure that nothing is contaminated. And I am incredibly, really incredibly reluctant to ever do it because you don't want to expose the coin ever to anything in a capsule coin. So, yeah, it's incredibly rare we do it, but I have been known to do it on the odd occasion if we can't get a decent reading on it. Is it possible to have a limited amount when ordering so we all get a chance to get 1 or maybe 3 like RAM and not have all sold out within 2 hours? This is from Blue Banded Bees. It's a great question and we back and forward on this one all the time. I don't know is the short answer. We do it sometimes. More so when we're the only ones that get it, rather than this one. You could get at the Perth Mint, and they had a number of them, and you could, I believe, someone else actually must have sourced them from us, from someone, because that was why we actually announced it as a joint exclusive, because we knew someone else had them. Because there was a couple of places there, we didn't limit the number. We usually, and I think I forgot in this one, we usually appeal to people to not buy the whole number out, although I have to say, I think the biggest order we had on those was 10, so people did self-limit on them, which we really do appreciate. There is another side to this though, and that is financially, it's actually quite a big cost, and I've gone through this before. It actually costs the company when someone only purchases the one coin, and so there's always this tension, this balance between we really want the maximum number of people to get them. We really don't want people thinking, oh, I don't want to buy one coin because, I know it hurts them when they do, because we really want people to buy what they want. We really want them to have the opportunity to buy one coin if that's what they want. And we really do support it. Most of us here are coin collectors as well, so we understand that desire of, I just want one for my stack, and we really want to encourage that and enable that. But we also don't want to jeopardise the finances of the company by limiting things to one coin and then trapping people into only being able to buy one coin. So then people get frustrated because they can only buy the one coin, and no one wants to pay freight on one coin. And also, from a company perspective, it's that tension of, but if someone wants to buy 10, I want to allow them to buy 10, because then we actually go some way to making a profit on that transaction. So that's kind of why we didn't in this case. You will see us limiting sometimes. The 5-ounce Tiger is going to be the example where we absolutely are going to limit it to one per person. But yeah, it's that tension there between it. RAM and places like that get away with it because they're a government organisation. They don't have to worry about profitabilities and that type of thing. So that's a long answer to a short question. The site's going slow. Missed out. Yeah, I'm sorry. For anyone that missed out, I'm really sorry. The face is weird. I don't know. I'm assuming you're talking about the Wombat face, not my face, but either way, you're probably right. Beautiful coin, thumbs up. This is from Laurie. Made the trip to the Big Smoke today. I'd heard rumour you were in, mate. I tried to get down there to say good day, but unfortunately I was tied up in a flipping meeting and I couldn't get there. But the boys did say that you were in, so I hope they treated you well, so they should have. For the first time in 2 years, for my purchase of my favourite item, the Perth Mint 1 kilo bar. Bought 2 nice buyback ones. Oh, well done, you scored them in the buyback. Had a good chat and scored a couple of empty plastic tubs. Yeah, don't forget, if you're ever in the store, don't be shy of saying to anyone in the store, any of the Bullion Now family in the store, have you got a tube or a monster box spare that I can take with me if you want? If we've got them spare, we're more than happy to provide them where we can. Thank you. Travel back home on the best road trip in Melbourne, the one out of Melbourne. As much as I love being in Melbourne, I totally agree. Glad you served. Oh, actually, I did see this one go through and I just wanted to comment. So, David, I'm going to butcher your last name, Bibin or Bibbin. Glad you were served. I walked out, had to wait too long. Really sorry about that. We have had some... I think we've started to get it under control again, and waiting times seem to only be up to that 5 minute, but any time from about 10 days ago for probably the 3 or 4 weeks prior to that, the waiting times blew right out. The demand was just huge. We had people queuing and we were dragging people off phones and off the emails and all that sort of stuff to try and get extra bodies in the store. And there's only so many people we can actually fit in the store, even outside of COVID restrictions, which we don't actually have anymore. But there's only so many people you can fit in the store. So we were, I don't know if people know, but we've actually got an office also up the corridor that we use for filming and that sort of stuff. We're even dragging customers up into our filming studio and my office and all that sort of stuff to try and reduce the time limits, like the waiting times. So again, David, I apologise if you did have to wait for too long, and I get that. we have done something about it. We have reduced the waiting times. I can only apologise and offer you the chance to come back, and we'll endeavour to do better. But don't forget, you can also make an appointment, and if we know you're coming in, we can then manage that a little bit better, and that tends to reduce your wait time, annoys other people that haven't made an appointment. So there's always that tension there as well. But if you can make an appointment when you're coming in, absolutely, we'll expedite you to the front of the queue and take you straight in as quick as we can. Alrighty. Damn, gone already. Yep. I snoozed, I losed. Yep. There should be AU customers only and set limits at that, considering 90%. Oh, okay. So this is a general statement. So these should be for Australian customers only. So Bullion Now, where all of ours went to Australian customers only. Again, we've covered this again. This is from Living Adam Man. The problem, okay, from Perth Mint's perspective, this coin was actually commissioned by an overseas company. We are lucky to get access to it. The overseas company, part of the deal with having Australian minted coins is that a certain percentage of them remain in Australia. So this company was told, you can have the majority of it because you've had the expense of commissioning it. They had the design drawn up. They paid for the dies to be made, all that sort of stuff. So in that respect, it's only fair that they get the lion's share of the number of coins. The second part that I'd like to say on that is also the fact that Perth Mint's business, over 70, 80%, probably higher, of Perth Mint's business is overseas. Australia is a very, very, very small market. So while us as Australians get really annoyed with Perth Mint, and I do, I had a meeting with Perth Mint last week, and I had another meeting with them, I think a fortnight before that, and one of the hot topics was, come on guys, this isn't fair. You're sending so much overseas and you're limiting so much to Australia. And they acknowledge that, but they also say when 98% of your customer is overseas, who are you going to favour? And I can tell you, even as a small company, Bullion Now is a small company. We have customers that, while I'm not saying with the Wombat that we limited, like we favoured those customers, but we do have customers that spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and even millions of dollars with us a year. And when they say, jump, we tend to say, well, if we can fit you in, we will. Not to the detriment of our other customers, but we certainly, we will take orders or special orders from them. So, we might not be putting an order in with a refinery, but because they've placed an order, we will actually place an order with a refinery in. So whether you're a milk bar or BHP or Perth Mint, you do have big customers, and you will try and look after those customers where you can, not to the detriment of the others, but just a fact of life. And when 90-something% of their production goes overseas, you can't blame them for favouring that. And I know Richard Hayes, back in one of his speeches, said, 50% of our production goes straight into Germany. So when Germany is 50% of your production, you're going to do your best to not annoy that market either. So again, a long answer to a short question. I get the frustration. We feel it too. We bear a brunt of some of it. But I also understand their argument of we have to favour our customers, our big customers at times, and B, this one was commissioned by an overseas customer and they paid for the design and they paid for the dies to be made and they, get the lion's share. I get it. What else have we got on here? This is from Mitchell. Bought a silver Wombat today. Only started stacking last fortnight. Congratulations. Welcome to the family. Started with silver, then I'm going to gold, aiming for a 1-to-100 ratio between the two. That's not a bad ratio. I love your guys' attitude. Love the frequent updates you post in your store and the gold scene in Australia in general. Thank you. Hopefully I'll pop into your store in the near future. I'm only 2 odd hours away. Come on in. Level 6 227 Collins Street in Melbourne. And we will do our best to serve you in the best way we possibly can. 2 hours is not that far away. Some people know where I commute from, and it's not far off that every day. So come on in, the water's fine. Pick your day. Don't time it going home on a Friday afternoon. Friday from lunchtime onward is cactus. And Tuesdays are usually a good day, and every other Monday is not bad because it's tradies' day off. So between those two, you can actually jag a pretty good trip in. Love the coloured version. So those that, and I didn't highlight it in that video, but Perth Mint have also released a very exclusive coloured version of the Wombat. It's 1 ounce in card. There's only 2,500 of them available, and they are only available to Australian customers, or through Australian stores, let's put it that way. They are producing the same one, but it's not in the card that they are shipping overseas, just in rolls. But if you want the carded version, it's only available in Australia. There's only 2,500 of them, so look out for that. I know Little Coin Shop's got some, so head over to littlecoinshop.com.au. They'll have them. Perth Mint will have them as well. But yeah, grab those ones because they look fantastic. The colour actually brings the design right out. And there's only 2,500 of them, so they are very, very, very limited. Alrighty. Yeah, comment on we updated the price through checkout. We didn't actually update it intentionally. It was a glitch in the system, and it corrected, and yeah, it went up. And like I said, it timed with that price rise of spot, so it did. It shouldn't change on you halfway through checkout though, because it actually locks the price for X number of minutes. I can't remember what it is, but it's quite a while. It might be even 10, 15 minutes. So it actually gives you quite a bit of time to actually go through the whole process and check out. But if you did, you had it in your shopping cart and you came back an hour later, yeah, absolutely, it would update in that time there. Yeah, and no, just as a comment there, we didn't increase the price because they were selling out quickly. It actually just, it was too cheap. The price was set here. For some reason, it released slightly below it and then corrected up to it. So even if you paid full price, you only paid full price on that one. And wood in camera roll isn't a good idea. Here we go. This is some feedback I'll have to give Connor on this one. I actually thought it looked good. So it's interesting to see that some people didn't like it. Wood in camera roll isn't a good idea. The right to left was better at the end there. Okay, I think, it may have been too much time going round. So maybe what we need to do, I thought it just added a bit of difference to it, and particularly with the Wombat, I thought it was great. So maybe we need to not show the back of the block. Maybe we just, I don't know, we'll play around with it. So give us the feedback. We absolutely appreciate the feedback on that. Somebody else commented, whilst I appreciate trying to get something different to add character to the coin, you had to wait forever whilst it went round the rock. It was actually a block of wood, but that's okay. Maybe speed it up a bit. All right, we'll take that on board. Absolutely, that's really good feedback. So apologies, and we'll fix it up. Site down, yeah. Got order in, server was under strain. Yeah, it was really slow. Fix your server. Point taken. I think that's it. That's certainly all the comments that I've skimmed through. Hopefully I haven't bored you too much, and we've touched on the high points of, comments that were repeated or general trends that were in there that we could answer. Don't forget, make comments below on this video, and we will endeavour to get back to you. We do read all the comments. Some of them we can respond to, some of them we can't. Yeah, we'll either deal with them there or we'll deal with them in a Michael's mailbox as and when we can. So we do really, really value the feedback and the comments there, and we do take them on board. So make the comments, ask any questions you like. Hopefully there's a live stream Friday. If there is, it'll be 2:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. Friday will be the 29th. Today's Wednesday. Friday will be the 29th of April at 2:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. I'm not guaranteeing we'll be there, but we will try our darndest to get there as well. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk again soon. See you next time.